We are live. Welcome to the Money GPS. This particular episode is what happened to the Money GPS. That's what we'll talk about today. Whatever happened to the Money GPS? I'm going to get everything set up on my end over here. I want to welcome everybody in. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm trying to get 5 platforms set up all at once, doing live on 5 platforms. Thank you all for your time. All right. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming in. I try to schedule for whatever reason, it doesn't let you schedule within a 10-minute time frame. So if it's 8:51 and I'm trying to schedule for 9 p.m., it won't let me. But anyway, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, some passports coming in. Yeah, get used to it. They're gonna be forcing that on everybody. At least they're gonna try. All right, good stuff. Thank you all for coming in. We got 48 people in here. Today's discussion is what happened to the Money GPS. But of course, you can ask any question you want and I will answer. I am trying to be the most open, the most frank, the most honest, and the most accessible YouTuber there is. And quite frankly, I don't know of any others who go to these lengths. So, TikTok, thank you. Instagram for coming on in. Good to see you. Yes. How can I get a mortgage if more than half of my income is in tips? You have to go to a B lender. Look for get a mortgage broker. Get a mortgage broker. Don't go to your typical bank and look for a B lender. The interest rate might be half a point higher, maybe 1 point higher, but you should be able to. If you can prove your income based on your bank statements, then should be okay. Welcome again. Thank you. Yes, of course, everybody. Hit that like button. Don't forget. Hello from New York. 105 degrees today. Nice. Great to catch you, Jennifer. What are your thoughts on Canada? So I think that Canada is heavily overexposed in real estate. This is not a good thing. Canada needs to have, they need to utilize the resources that they have. There's so many different resources that are available, but I don't think there's just not enough money going in there, and that's a problem. I think it should be more open to the whole tech industry, because you've got Silicon Valley, but why not Toronto? I mean, they're open for business. Toronto's open for business. If they want to do it there, they can do it there. There was the whole Sidewalk Labs thing where they were going to convert the downtown Toronto right on the waterfront, which is just terrible to see the way it is currently. They were going to put that and make that whole city within city thing. Couldn't even make that happen, obviously, because of the privacy issues and everything. But I'm just saying, there's so many different holdups. This is a huge mistake. They need more of the right types of development. They need progress in the right direction. I wish it would be better, certainly. But the one thing that I would say about Canada that they have is the freshwater reserves. This, in the long term, I believe will position Canada in a really good place. If they don't sell it all, hopefully they won't sell it all to Americans, Chinese, whatever companies, the highest bidder comes in. Hopefully they'll keep that. So I'd be sad to see them selling it off. I was a waitress, started declaring more tips. That's how I got my mortgage. Instead of declaring 10%, declare the real amount. Yeah, could just declare it. Yeah. Studies show that people are happier after hitting like buttons. We need more testing. Participate today. Yes, you heard that. You heard that right. Hit that thumbs up button. Good video today. Yeah, one of my worst performing, the video I posted this morning was, I think, my worst performing video I have done in a long time. So I thank you for watching it. That's part of what I want to talk about today. The Dow hit a record high, yeah, but what day, like when is it not a record high though? It's been a record high every single day since March 2020 practically. There's been almost no down days. Hard money lender, yeah. You got to, careful on the terms though. You don't want to go to, loan shark or something. B lenders are reputable institutions. They just call them B lenders. Like it's not your kind of like your 4, 5, or 6 major banks. It's like one level lower than that, and they give you interest rate that is very respectable. 0.5% to 1% higher than what you would get at the big banks. So, and they're very, very good to deal with. Hello everybody on TikTok. Hello everybody on Instagram. Ask your questions. I am going to talk about everything to do with the economy today. My internet has been wonky lately. I'll be binging on videos this weekend. Thank you very much. Definitely check out the Money GPS. Obviously. Here from Philly. Good stuff. Silver and gold pulling down. Why? Some believe that this is the beginning of a bear market. But if I'm not mistaken, gold... If I look at the gold price, I thought gold had popped higher today. I'm going to check it right now. I got this in the background going. In fact, let's look at it together. Share screen. Let's look at my screen. We'll look at gold. We'll look at a few things. This is the first time I'm seeing it today, so... Okay, hope you can see that. Let's look at Bitcoin. 47,000 on the Bitcoin. That's a big move yesterday. I didn't even see that. On the 13th. It moved up a lot. Notice what it's doing here. It's moving to the top. It's moving to the top of the Bollinger Bands. You see this? I talked about the Bollinger Bands before. And look at this right here. It's kind of really resistant because we're nearing the top of the Bollinger Bands. Doesn't mean it can't move above that, but still. Very important. It's above the 20-day. Like right now, it's looking like I've been saying. Quite frankly, I've been talking about this. I've been trying to be much more transparent with the technical indicators, trying to give this to you, and trying to walk that fine line between financial advice. But anyway, I've been saying it's looking bullish. What do we got in here? Gold. Where are you? There you are. 1770. Yeah, I mean, look at that. See, fell below. This is what I said. It fell below the Bollinger Bands. I said this right now is likely to come back up inside there. It did, and you can see the trend now. But we are moving into a time in which it's going to be hitting the 50-day moving average. That could be resistance, as it has been. It's kind of been a very much a resistance point. Let me see if I pull this back. Yeah, it's been below that. If we move even, it's kind of been trading within this range. You've seen it go, but ultimately it's been here ever since that drop off in June. So mid-June came around, it had fallen, and it never really recovered from that. It's kind of just trading within that range of 1800, 1830 for such a period of time. So, but gold, I've always said about gold, the way you should look at it is a lot different than other things, unless you're trying to trade gold, in and out. If you're buying actual physical metals, it doesn't matter, because in my opinion, your hold time should be indefinite. I got a really good rate from a good bank. This was back in 2001 though, so it should be considered a terrible rate today. Yeah, for sure. All right. No kidding. Thanks. I'm in Toronto. It is really lame town. Yeah, it's really unfortunate because the city the city can do very well. I mean, clearly, look how much people are willing to spend on their homes, which tells you that they have a lot of disposable income. That means if you build, if you build it, they will come. In Toronto, you can pretty much build anything. People will go there, they will shop there, like that will happen. But it's like single family homes are like all Toronto wants to build. It's crazy. There could be so much more development and in a positive way, and get people to spend money, to bring money into the economy, to create jobs and so on. But no, just single family homes. Like it's just so silly. It's really silly. See what we got here. Question: I'm selling a beach house, buy a farm, or buy 20 monster boxes of silver eagles. Hard to say. If you already have precious metals and you don't have a farm could be cool. But at the same time, you got to take care of that. Are you just buying the farm, just kind of leave it there, maybe I'll need this one day kind of thing, or you want to move to that farm? It's a lifestyle choice too, right? So if you're going to grow food on it, you're going to do agriculture, or is it going to be something for cattle? Maybe you want some chicken. I always say this, I always tell you guys this: look in your area, see what is applicable for tax rebates. Okay, you're going to get a list of tax rebates. Some of those things are, you have one chicken on your property, it's agricultural land. I've seen another one, it's if you sell something along the lines of $7,000 worth of goods from agriculture the entire year, it is considered to be agricultural land. And you get, in many cases, 75% of your property taxes back. Look into those. Okay. Now on the other channels, they're going to be talking about, ticker this, all these different ticker symbols and stuff. Or you could have, some real practical tips. Antonio, I don't know if you heard what I said. I'm a little behind on the chat. Talking about the real estate in Canada in general, I think that it's obviously something that Canadians feel that it can never go down. Like that's the mentality. It's not like in the United States where they went through in 2008, 2009, 2010, they went through this real bad bear market. In Canada, the last time was like early 90s. So that is so far in the past for so many people. The average real estate agent, mortgage broker, they've literally never seen a downturn in their career. So it is very, very hot, and understandably so. At the same time, I don't think people realize that going into debt you can't afford is that's terrible. I don't know why it's being sold to everybody like this is the dream, right? $1 million mortgage is the dream. If you're making a good salary and you got $1 million mortgage, different story. But if you're making just an okay salary and hey, technically you qualified, that usually doesn't end well. On Instagram, crypto flying higher, pretty quick jumps. I bought AG and SLV too, but honestly, I've had so much more money in the crypto for now. Yeah, it actually looks like it can, stay bullish for now anyway, but who knows? Things like that with risk on, as long as we're going risk on, then things like cryptocurrencies can do well. Come September timeframe, could be a different story. So we'll see. That was a good video this morning. Thank you for watching it. One of my worst performing videos. So if you guys haven't watched it already, definitely do. I'm wondering if part of the reason that we are my views are down. My views are down huge. And I'm wondering if part of that is because, people are on vacation, people are away, people are this and that. Part of it anyway. It's just definitely lower volumes in general. So congratulations on the worst performing vid. Yes. Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, unfortunately, from what I understand, obviously I don't live there, but the property taxes are just disgusting. And just the rules and regulations that are being put there it's just worsening the situation. Higher taxes, more regulations, more rules, and then who benefits from that? Florida benefits from that because they are like just staying put, and obviously they get a bad rap for that. But you can see lower taxes, lower regulations, businesses are going there. All of the big financial establishments are moving to Florida or maybe Austin, Texas, other places. But why? I mean, I think it's pretty clear. And individuals too. Individuals who have the means to move are doing so. They're moving out of places like Illinois, like New York, like California, and they're moving to these other places. Doesn't mean that, for instance, real estate can't go up or something. It can, but so housing market in Canada going to blow up soon. Antonio, if you saw what I had talked about earlier, that is hard to determine, but certainly with interest rates rising, it's going to be a huge problem. We'll see what happens. Stock to flow, BTC modeling theory, plan B on Twitter predicts greater than 100,000 this year. Yeah, there's a lot of predictions about which direction it will go. When it was at 65,000, every bull was saying it has no chance of going down. And then what happened? It went to 30,000. And then now it's gone back up considerably. So, these things are something you can't predict, and what instead we should be focusing on, which is the primary focus of this channel, is the central bank activity, because as long as they have an easy monetary policy, then you're going to see risk on, and risk on means assets like cryptocurrencies, equities, any sort of mortgage-backed securities, commercial mortgage-backed garbage, all that stuff is going to see much more money flowing to it. And then you have things like gold and silver, which kind of people shy away from because they're saying, hey, I'm not going to make any money with that. I'll just invest in this thing. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Could it go to 100? Absolutely. Absolutely, it could. Las Vegas housing prices are breaking record highs. Is this a sign of the collapse? That's kind of what happened last time, right? I think it's a little bit of a different story, but certainly what I want to know right now, I think where the biggest hole is in real estate today is true level of vacancy rates. If you look at an area like, let's just say New York or Toronto, one of these big cities, you see what had happened. People moved out of the big city and they moved into suburban areas, they moved into rural areas. And so there's this huge shift. Oh yeah, there's such a demand. And then, okay, fine. But what happened to all the empty places? You look at the vacancy rates and they don't look high at all. They're quite low. What happened? Did everybody buy a second house suddenly? I don't know. I don't think so. So I think something is wrong with the numbers. I don't know how. I don't have any true data on it. I'm just giving you what I believe, and something's fishy. Straight up. I sell real estate in Fort Lauderdale. I can tell you times are busy. Many New York residents are still flocking and only a few on the fence. Yeah, for sure. Raising minimum wage. Yeah, so the issue with raising minimum wage, especially in a rapid fashion, which we've seen, this is the question from Instagram, by the way. I understand what it's all about. Okay, people can't afford life; things are expensive. So when you raise it fast, what business owners will do is there's two options, and they may employ actually both of these. One is that they just get rid of people, and two is that they raise their prices, so the consumer will pay. Like Chipotle raised their prices, so the consumer has to pay more. If the consumer has to pay more, they may opt to not go. If they don't go, you have slower business. The company then lays people off. But because it's indirect, because that takes a little while, people don't really see that, so they don't say, no, that wasn't the wage increase. It was the fact that the store was slowing down and so on. But more importantly, I think that we should be addressing why is stuff so expensive? And that's because of central bank activity. You look at what happened in 1971, and I use the example all the time about the Campbell's soup, or tomato soup, excuse me. Campbell's tomato soup, the price like from back in 1800s, and you just see it, kind of moderate fluctuations throughout. As soon as we make it to 1971, it just rockets higher and never, ever, ever stops. Why? There's been periods with this lower inflation, but the price inflation never stopped. You see, it's because of the central bank activity, because we used to lock it down. We used to lock the currency down. The entire world effectively was locked down by gold. But as soon as that happened in 1971, all heck broke loose. Dan, thank you for the support. I appreciate that. I want to thank you for that. All right. Thank you, Roger. Cliff High interview. There's a lot of speculation about, these things are going to happen, that thing's going to happen, and ultimately time passes by and it doesn't happen. We're being told things, we're being sold stories from the bottom all the way to the top. And ultimately, what happens? We continue to go in the same direction. Why? Because the same people are in control. And if you try and vote one group out, I assure you, those who control everything are still in charge. That's just the way it is. But you can do things for yourself. Okay, there's no stopping what you are capable of. We had the gentleman a moment ago who was talking about buying a farm. If something crazy were to happen, he probably wouldn't even know. Okay, because he's on his own land. He's got his own thing going on. And so it's not a disruption for him. That's a whole different lifestyle. Thank you, Roger. All right. Yes, I did see that, Evergrande. One company after another just going belly up in China, but don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I am all about investing, doesn't matter the country. Right. I agree with that. Let's see. You have to take into account that the Fed has been preventing bearish moves. So eventually people stop watching bad news because it doesn't match what's happening in the stock market. Is this about my channel? Is that what you're suggesting? Like I bring up the bad news? So to be clear, what this channel shows is the reason why things are happening and not telling you what has happened, because Bloomberg, CNBC, they're already telling you what has happened. What I am here to do is to connect the dots, to make you understand why it's happening. But I guess the perception from people, if they're not actually paying attention to what I'm saying, is that, yeah, I guess it can be perceived that way. Like if the stock market started crashing, like as in 2018, the channel was performing very well in 2018 for that period. Why? Because the stock market was doing bad. I never changed my content. I did the same content right through. 2018 was the year for the channel. So it grew up until 2015, stopped growing around that time frame, sort of chugged along. 2018 came, getting a lot of views because the market's doing bad, and then ever since it's just been down. So what has happened to the Money GPS? So I made a lot of changes on the channel over the last little while. I have done the intro, shortened up the intro, put the green screen in, done the lives, done the shorts, done stories, daily posts 6 times a day on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of that. And like all of these things put together, viewership has declined. So I'm at this point, I'm just kind of trying to figure out is it worth to continue. We'll see. I'll make the ultimate determination by January 1st. So we'll see, and we'll just see where we go with that. What I'm thinking is try to change up the content a little bit. Try to add what you want to see. A lot of people tell me, no, this is perfect. It's perfect what you're doing. Love what you're doing. But clearly there's been a problem with the amount of views. So a lot of people aren't liking it, right? So we get about approximately, on average, like today I had something like 7,000 or 8,000 views on my video. So I would say like a respectable would be about 30 to 40,000. And that was 7,000. So I'm way down from where I need to be. And the amount of time, so I'll put in like 4 hours to do a video, and then it's just, the views is so low. It's kind of, it's kind of, yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Dave. That's all you get since your presents are stuck in China until January 2022. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, the supply chain. That's it. Awesome. Started watching daily. Good stuff. Have you thought about a second channel? I thought about it. But I don't think, I think that people will come in. So if I said, okay, now all my content's going to be on this new channel, come over to the new channel, I'd probably have maybe 5,000 people. They would come over to the new channel, and then that's it. Then I have to grow from the 5,000. So if it's the algorithm problem, I think it might carry over to the next channel, because you're not allowed to use a different email address. They force you to use the same email address, and if you don't, then they find out, which of course they know how. Then it's a big problem. So the algorithms, I think it would still pick up. I haven't tried it. I just don't want to put the effort in to start building a new channel, because it's a lot of effort, of course. So we'll see. Make them too long? Do you guys think they're too long, the videos? Do you believe that the viewership has changed because most people only want to be told everything is great and the market only goes up? It's a problem for all YouTubers and most give in. Yeah, I wonder, I really wonder. Had I just lied to everybody and just say like, oh, this ticker is fantastic, that ticker is fantastic, I probably would have been much better. The best books you ever read in your whole life. Best, it depends on what subject. We're talking about finance? We're talking about financial. Let me, because I'll say a lot of different books that I've read, but let me know in the comments. Are you talking about financial books? Are you talking about in general? Let me know. Then I'll reply to that. AMTV. Value the research. It helps to navigate and aware. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Odyssey. Oh, and I am on Odyssey. If anybody wants to check me out on there. The problem is that your viewership starts getting fractured. You get people here, you get people on this platform, people on this platform. So, you get 200 views there, 100 views there, 50 views there. And I'm on all podcast platforms. I have maybe 2 views or something on the podcasts. I'm on 5 or 6 different podcast platforms. Just find me on any platform, just not Apple yet. Apple I'm working on still, but anyway, the point is, that's the problem, right? You start branching out, which I've done, and then it's may not be the best thing, although it protects you in case of chance of failure. Do you ever advertise video, an ad, putting an ad on the videos? No, I haven't. Quite frankly, the business doesn't operate at a rate at which I can spend the money for the ads. So I wish. I appreciate the hard work that you do listening to 2018. I watch you on YouTube through Roku. Do you get the credit? Yeah, through any system, it's still going to show as a view, which I appreciate, of course. If you give tickers, you lead a nation of lemmings over a possible cliff and you still end up getting flamed. Yeah, in the end, right? That's kind of what I'm trying to avoid. I know there's YouTubers out there that, they got 1 million subscribers or whatever, and they're just reading tickers. They're like, look, I own this stock, I own this stock, I own this stock. So people feel comfortable. They trust that YouTuber. They say, well, he owns it, he must know stuff because he has got lots of money, right? And so they go in with it, and hey, the stock might go up. So they're a genius. When the stock goes down, what happens then? Pitchforks. I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want any pitchforks. Don't fold. Thank you. All right. There was the one about the book I'm trying to find in here. 1 second, guys. Thank you for so much. The sources. Yeah, I know. You know what? It's actually really terrible to see all of these alternative platforms. Like, forget about the mainstream media is a lost cause. The alternative platforms, almost none of them will show you their source. They might say, like, oh, this is a Bloomberg or whatever. Where's the link? It's on Bloomberg. Okay, sure. Where's the link? Give me the link. Everybody comes to the Money GPS. You look in the description, sources used in this video. You click that link, it opens up, and you get to see it for yourself. Straight up. Why are we hiding our sources? Why are we not giving? It's going to take me an extra 5 minutes to do. Come on. Put the extra. A little bit of work in. Come on. All right. Episodes are not being recommended to me. I have a lot of subscriptions I will observe. Thank you, Glenn. Yeah. That's one of the problems, I think. You're not CNBC, you're the truth. Thank you. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, lost the chat as usual. Here we go. Thank you, Anthony. Your viewers, what you spend more time covering the recent financial media by giving your interpretations of what others are saying. So I'm not understanding this. Want you to spend more time covering the recent financial media by giving your interpretations. So you want opinions? Is that what you're asking, Anthony? Is that what you want? I can give opinions. Like, if people want to see that, like, based on what's happening here, what is my opinion? Because obviously I'm trying to make it very little opinion, but maybe a section in the video which is kind of like my take. I'm trying to give that with the Money GPS insights somewhat, although it is very structured, very simple. But maybe there needs to be a 2-minute kind of like GPS rant section at the end of every video. So it's maybe more structured, where the video is like 12 minutes long. That last 2 minutes is like an opinionated piece, and it's like sectioned off from the rest. I'd be open to that. Like, really, at this point, what I want to tell you is I'm going to give this all I've got to the end of the year. So whatever you guys want to see, however changes you want, if any, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it in that direction. Little things, like I've tweaked little things about it. Like, I started adding chapters in there, hoping that will, do something. Doing like every little tweak, adding the stories, adding the shorts, like all these different things that YouTube like pushes you. It's like, hey, create a short. They like tell you on the creator side, do this. We'll show it to new people. Barely any traction on it at all. But anyway, I'm just trying everything. Let's see. I don't see that one about the, yeah, this is the person, but I don't see a reply to that. Does anybody see a reply? I don't see it. I apologize. I can't see if you did reply. Oh, there it is. Economics specifically. Okay. Favorite books: The Creature from Jekyll Island. No question. Infectious Greed. So The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. Edward Griffin. Infectious Greed by Frank Partnoy. Favorite. I mean, it depends. It depends. Let me think about that. Really, really, really good. Like, I loved Murray and Rothbard, America's Great Depression. I learned so much. Galbraith, the Great Crash of 1929. The Great Crash of 1929 by Galbraith. That was fantastic. I even like some of the, the Michael Lewis books, although very simplified. Very simple. Dollar Crisis by Richard Duncan. Dollar Crisis. I think it's called Dollar Crisis by Richard Duncan. What else? All my books are in totes, so I can't access them. But one day I'm gonna do like a breakdown, like maybe a live, and I'll just pull the books out and show them, because I in my books I put the tabs on the side so that I can go back and reference when I need to, which I think everybody should do. Like, some people, they bend the pages, whatever, but I put those little tabs inside so I could just easily just flip it over and then look through it. And by the way, everybody, you should buy used books. Buy used books. People try and download them, get them for free or whatever. Used books are like $4, like literally like $4. Best money you'll ever spend. There's no question. You support the author even though it's $4 or whatever, but you're getting a physical copy, and then you could hand that to people. You could have it on your bookshelf. Fantastic. Okay, Susan, thank you. Arriving late, so I don't know what is all going on, but I love your channel. Really appreciate the dedication to all your viewers. Well, thank you very much, Susan. I appreciate your support, constant support, and I really thank you for that. Short videos are awesome. Keep going. Yeah, so like the thing about the shorts is, so I'm doing them every day. I'm posting them, but I'll get like 2,000 views. So I don't know if people are not seeing them or people don't care to watch them or what have you. But it's literally like 2,000 views. So I don't know if it just doesn't come up in people's feed or whatever, but like, I have to go by the data that I see. Comments are down, views are down, subscribers are in the negative now. Actually losing subscribers at this time over the past few weeks. So I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm the creator here. I'm trying to do my best here, and I'm seeing that bad performance. So I'm thinking, what's changing? Obviously, the market being at record highs, people may perceive it as like, okay, I need to get in on this. So they're spending their time looking for those tickers, like what's the hot ticker, which, just put your money anywhere and everything goes up. That's what they tell you. So that's it. Hi, Dave. Sorry I haven't shared much of your stuff. My recommendations are all full of Olivia Rodrigo now. That's a celebrity of some sort, I assume. Reaction videos, kind of like Graham Stephan. Okay, I've never seen him. I've seen him before, but I've never seen him do a reaction video. And so this is the thing, like, I gotta look into the details. Number one, what legally, like, what does the law say about financial advice? I need to know the exact definition, because I stay way back from this. But I think that I could probably take it a step further without, people, I've been asked many times over the years, why don't you just give financial advice, but then just say it's not financial advice? And it's like, it's not how it works. That's not how it works. Just put a disclaimer that says it's not financial advice, but then give me financial advice. It's like, no. Like, no. So I got to find out. But also the same thing is fair use. And fair use is a problem because if another creator claims the copyright on it, they always take their side. Always. So if people don't like the reaction or whatever, or they're part of a media conglomerate or something, they just, every single video it comes up. So automatically, if I use a clip of somebody in the video, it will come up in their the creator section of their channel, and they can just say claim copyright, just all down the list, and then they get all the monetization for that. So that's the problem with it. It could be really cool to do something like that even once a week, right? Unvarnished truth on the GPS. Yes, I love that. We need someone to index the source links though, for real. Sometimes I search back to a specific one. It takes forever to find. Are you talking about on mine? On my, yeah, I don't have a better method. I just used that doc. It's just something, you know, I'm capable of doing easily. So that's it. But it would be nice. What happened to the other money GPS videos? Not sure which ones you're referencing. All the live videos, they go off unlisted once the live is done. Then I remove it because I believe that it affects the algorithms big time. Negative effect on the algorithms. Glenn loves the links. Okay, that won't stop. I'm always going to bring out the links. We come here for the GPS, sort of a no spin zone. Yeah. See, it's hard to determine what people want. Obviously, I can't make everybody happy, and that's part of what's going on. Red October. I read it long before it was cool. There's some great books. I don't want pitchforks. I need a t-shirt that says that. Yes, I should create one. I've been around since close to the beginning. You could have your overall videos of the economy market and then provide targeted industry outlooks. I like all of your info. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I'm trying to just cater it more to the investor and also people want to protect themselves. Like I want to give more, not financial advice, but I want to give people like steps, action steps. Astrology and tarot YouTubers that are having the same issues. Interesting. So it's affecting more than one. What was the most ridiculous financial fact that you posted a video about to be demonetized? I've been demonetized many times. Not anymore, because the revenue is just so low. I don't even think they bother anymore. But I'm trying to think. So there's been a few changes. Like there's something called the adpocalypse, which happened maybe a few years now. But old videos that I had up about anything to do with health, if you understand what I'm saying, health, those issues there, everything got demonetized. All of those got demonetized. Very typical. So that's kind of, and it was silly, like just reading articles and stuff. I wasn't getting into anything crazy. So, but that's just the way it is. Keep up the hard work. Thank you very much for the support, Jeff. Focus on the overall reality, but spotlight the positivity when available. Legality on FA 101. I like the stonk. Right. All right. Just put hashtags of finance YouTubers in the description. It works like SEOs. You know what? I never tried it. I'm not even sure why I never tried it, to be honest with you. But I should try that, putting them in the description in some way. The tags, I know specifically the tags have lost almost all their meaning, the keywords and tags, but certainly in the description and the title have more prominence. So I got to try that. I don't need your financial advice, GPS. I want your macro insights. I'll do your own research. I can't make you responsible for it. Yeah, I wish that's how everybody viewed it. Really. DQ, anything less than 20 minutes is fantastic. Ignore the haters who are capable of managing their time. It's perfect amount of time for me to dig into my chicken salad during breakfast. Nice. Yeah. So I actually talked about this yesterday, and I think it was yesterday, and yeah, so I definitely have, and I'm going to sit down and create a video that's an kind of an updated version. Like in that video there, although it's one of my most popular videos, I really don't like that video at all, because I kind of just on a whim, I hit record, I said let's go, but I would like to sit down and think about it, write things out, and kind of have a more structured approach to it, so I can make more like better points basically. So stay tuned for that. Not sure if you know what's happening in Lebanon, but if you do, is it part of the Great Reset? Because it's eerily similar to it. I don't know certainly all the details. I've seen many things that have been going on, including people who have traveled there, like Indigo, the YouTube channel Indigo Traveler. He made his way there, looked at what was going on, and of course there's always two sides to the story, but you're talking about a place that they used to call it the Switzerland of the Middle East. It was places that everybody from that region would go and they would bring their money there. It was safe, it was secure, it was great. But now things have changed big time. And is it part of the Great Reset? I don't know. The whole objective here is to weaken the countries and use the financial system to do so. It's very true. Gregory Manarino, many people have asked me to get him on, so I should get him on and we talk. Most YouTubers provide opinions once they get a donation with questions attached. That's a payment for a service, no matter what the YouTuber says about not being advice. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's a huge risk personally, but they're making a lot of money right now. So that's for sure. The best infotainment channels gather facts from many sources and aggregate them into one feed to save their viewers time. Cover the daily numbers. Thank you for the support. Are you suggesting that I'm not doing that? Because that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Certainly that's what I'm trying to do as best I can. Paul, thank you. Love your channel. I work in the food industry, and a reason for a lot of the increase in beef are exports to Asia. In July, imports to Asia were up 78%. No sign of anything changing. Interesting. Wow. That's a big boost right there. I wonder if it has something to do with... I think I have an article that I pulled up related to that, actually. But I'll look at it later. But yeah, certainly, what's going on in these other parts? Are they having troubles? Are they not able to cope with the demand there? So they're bringing it in from other places. Is it supply chain problems? Like, who knows, right? But yeah. Dave, you're a smart guy. However, your channel needs something, perhaps another person, like a co-host, more of a discussion of the topics. That's why I'm trying to bring on the people for the interviews, to talk about the topics that I normally discuss, so that there's a little bit of change of variety and you're hearing from other people. Like, for example, on the 17th, I'm recording an interview with Lynn Alden, and I'm planning on contacting more people. I don't know who will accept the offers, of course, but certainly I'll bring on as many people as I can. Very funny. You got it on TikTok. It says, I just joined, don't know you. However, can you recap on what you trade in? This is TikTok, guys. I love TikTok. It's so good. Can you just post a link at the end of your YouTube video to a private second half video on a neutral server? So are you saying, like, what is the purpose exactly? I'm not, like, are you saying on a decentralized platform or something? Like, what am I trying to get? Right now, I'm trying to essentially like increase the amount of views that I'm getting. That's what I'm trying to work on. Here's my investing advice. Buy value, stay within limits, and move gains into undervalued. Compound your returns. Cash flow over get rich quick and growth. Pick a few home runs in growth. Good stuff. Yes, no regulation. Yeah. So the vast majority of the people will probably just not go to that second half, and then they're not getting the full information. So many of them will, like, it won't work well, I think, for the algorithms, and then it will get worse. Thank you. Mark Moss. Okay, I have to look him up. I believe you can both have an amazing interview. Sure, I'll message him. We love you just as you are. Thank you very much. Maybe you could interview some of your viewers, the people who buy acreage, who's good prepping ideas, or many thinkers and you discuss specific things with. Yeah, I'm open to that. Maybe even 3 people at once or something, and something like that would be cool. Maybe repeating weekly videos about certain topics of the economy, like the real estate weekly, finance system update weekly. I think people may be interested in being up to date on the same topic. Right. I thought about that actually. Each day has its own theme. The only trouble is often there's something very big on that day, and if I don't cover that on that day, that's it. It's not worth covering the next day or the day after. So that's the struggle that I have, because it's kind of the news, but I want to do that, especially with the post from like Saturday. So the Sunday, my intention, my hope was do interviews, have them post on the Sunday morning. I think it's a good time. It's a longer, usually they're 30 minutes or so. It would be a perfect time for that. Saturday would be kind of a different video. And then Monday to Friday would kind of be like the news. But certainly having scheduled topics would be all right. But the problem is then, if you're doing a crypto video on Thursday, but Bitcoin rallies on a Monday and does nothing on a Thursday, then what am I covering exactly? That's the difficulty, right? So I'm covering what's interesting right now. That's the trouble anyway. Do I plan on using it? So I use I don't even know, eight or so different platforms, and more than that actually. Podcasts, I'm on 6 podcast platforms alone, plus all the video services out there that I use. But the trouble is just getting people to view your videos is so difficult. It's extremely difficult. You can monetize your AMAs on decentralized streaming services like Theta. Okay. The trouble is getting people to go there. Right? If I tell everybody to go, you get maybe 5% of the people, they come over, and then that's it. Mark Moss, okay, good. In your opinion, what is the best way to hedge inflation if you have too many dollars? Real estate is overpriced, but gold isn't gaining value as quickly as real estate. Yes, that's the trouble. Let me think. So if you're in the US, you have too many dollars. Yeah, you want to get rid of dollars. You want to hedge inflation. There are people who love paper assets, and there are different like tips or whatever. There's different things. Ultimately, I think people in the end turn to gold, but the problem is it isn't until everything else fails that people do that. So if you want to get rid of your cash today, definitely, in my opinion, still, despite the overpriced nature, real estate could be good. But you got to choose wisely. It's got to be in the right area. It has to cash flow from day one. That's the big thing that people often cannot make happen because the prices are so high. So it all really depends. And some other people believe that stocks will do well in an inflation. That is actually not necessarily the case. You look at the 1970s as a perfect example of that. GME or AMC, I've explained this before. Essentially, I think there's way too much attention to it, coming a lot from Reddit, Reddit is really talking about, oh, there's a deep conspiracy here and so on. I just don't know. I think that simple, boring stocks are going to do much better. I think in general, people should be looking for swing trades. So like make money this week. Don't try and, well, I'm going to hold this thing until it goes crazy. It's going to go to the moon. It's going to go to the moon. Yeah. Let's root and cheer and let's have fun. That it could happen, but that should be a very, very small percentage of your total portfolio. Somebody mentioned, no, I lost it. Somebody mentioned Lynette Zhang. I actually did an interview on her channel. Swap up the format. Yeah, so even the changes can, like I've thought about this and I'm trying to make changes to it, but even just putting my face in the corner, or is it the corner of the video, upset a lot of people, and they said they're leaving actually, which I think is funny. I have to laugh at it because it's just so weird. It's just the exact same video with just my face in the corner, and some people are just, they're like, I don't want to look at your face, I'm done. And so they leave. Insider, yeah. TheMoneyGPS.com, sign up to the insiders. I'd like to hear what you have to say without a filter. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? I appreciate the work you put into your channel. You show me things that no one is talking about. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. The weekly Money GPS update. Yeah, kind of like a summary. That would be all right. I don't know how many people would tune into it, but I can try it. Most people can't save money. Investing is a step after you learn to save, in my opinion. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because the like, people have the wrong reason for why they're investing. It's like, I really need to make money. I really need to make money. So they put their money in, and if it goes up, they're living it up. Just fantastic. But ultimately, when it goes down, they're going to be in big, big trouble. All right. So many questions here, guys. I just gave a thumbs up. Yes. 180 likes. Thank you for that today, everybody. Run stats highlights. GPS highlight of the day. Pick what moves a lot up or down and cover it by adding what you think contributed to the price action. If you guys want to check that out, like for instance, I do, like I've done that on almost every live, talking about price action in Bitcoin and gold and what have you. If people want more specifics, so I polled the audience before, like, what are you interested in? Making money in the stock market in general, or like economic news? And overwhelmingly, it said economic news. Okay, there was like by far the first one. So to me, it was focus your attention on the economic news, but also secondarily stocks and so on. So it's hard. It's difficult for me to know what is really fragmented. Tell us, insiders, what's up? Yes. What do people need during a crisis? Depends on what type of crisis it is. Financial crisis, they need to have their money out of the banking system. It's just the way it is. They're going to do capital controls, bank holidays. This is a known fact. If you're relying on the banking system, you're going to be in big trouble. Tom Nash, Peter Schiff, Max Kaiser, and many others give financial advice. I watch Finding Value Finance. He gives excellent financial advice, focus on sectors, and analyzes the trends. Yeah, so I don't know how they get away with it, to be honest with you. I really don't. I guess if they don't get sued, they're fine. America is back. I don't know, back to what? Back in what respect, I don't know. But It's really degenerating. Really degenerating. More cat videos? Yes. I prefer the macro discussion. Yes. Okay. My kids and I started the Amazon GPS. We just got to the video confirmation and we're almost ready to go. I put my older kid to see your videos on all this stuff, let you know how it goes. Yes. Right there. This type of course, people don't realize that I released the Amazon GPS. I literally, not exaggerating, I lost over 1,000 subscribers in that day. That's how, and actually it's been performing very poorly since that point. I released a free course that other people may charge $1,000 for. And I actually lost a subscriber. You have no idea the feeling I had when that happened. It was like, you know how much effort, the effort to make that happen. And then I thought to myself, you know, people are asking, I need more, I need more, I need advice, I need to know where to put my money. Where I created a free course, literally do this step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, showing you how to do this, how to actually build a business and make money every single month. And then people were actually very upset. I had a lot of people saying, I'm going to unsubscribe to you. This is unbelievable. Don't ever talk about Amazon. I hate Amazon. You're bad. You're Jeff Bezos. This stuff. And I just felt like, you know, this is crazy, man. I'm trying to help. Okay, just looking through here. Art is a great investment, at least. Yeah. So if you know what you're getting into, any sort of collectible could be fantastic. Right now it's doing well. Look, even Pokemon cards and all these different I don't know what they're playing. They're not playing cards, but whatever you call that, those are all doing fantastic. There's a lot of money sloshing around, so. All right. Algos being set against you. Yeah, that's for sure. Stop listening to the haters. You do you. Thank you. You have the weirdest haters. Yeah, there's been... Your audio sound recording is stellar. No pun intended. Thank you. Appreciate that. What happened to the music industry? That's quite degenerated, actually. I could tell you that. Once they went towards, you know, they couldn't sell an album anymore, I think things really changed. And also with the introduction of all these, like YouTube and all the different podcast platforms and everything, it kind of leveled the playing field a bit. So music has certainly changed, that's for sure. Because you have people just like in their bedroom that have these fantastic voices, and suddenly they can get to millions of people. It kind of changes things. You no longer do you have to have a big record label and all that to get real good attention. Okay, I'm gonna stay for a little while longer, guys. YouTube does delete subscribers for sure, 100%, because I've heard from so many people. They're like, I watch your videos every single day and I was unsubscribed to you. It's like, why would they do that though? Like, I can understand if somebody they haven't watched my video in 3 years. Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? But Instagram says, what will all the long-term effects of all the deficit spending and stimulus packages in 10, 20 years, more inflation, devalued currency, essentially that you are adding to the debt. So if you want to know more of a description of that, the interview that I did with Lance Roberts, which posted Sunday morning, previous Sunday that happened, Lance Roberts, we talk about this. And he explains why the debt is a problem. Hi. We got a few people in the house. Long-time fan on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming on TikTok. I'll follow you guys. You should watch on YouTube. All right. People need a liquor store. People need a liquor store in crisis. Liquor store sales are booming now. Maybe that's the best business, especially when things get a little iffy. You rock. Thank you. Any hobbies? I got a few. I used to play guitar. I play the cajon. I love to exercise. I love to read. Did I say that? Love to read. What else? I guess that's most of it. Yeah, those are some of my favorite things. That was a fantastic interview. Yeah, with Lance Roberts. Yeah, it was good. All right. I think you're the only one not buying bot farms of likes. See, I would be scared to do something like that because you do that and you get banned. There's another, I won't say his name, but there's a financial YouTuber who uses a whiteboard. Who I got his bot on Instagram, and it says, "How is your trading going?" I don't know if anybody else has gotten that, but I don't know why they use the bots. Like, come on. And maybe it's a VA, but it's probably just a bot. Because you pay a small fee, you pay, whatever, 30, 40 bucks a month, and they'll do it automatically. If the money is slushing around the system, how do we get the money out of the system? Well, it depends. I'm saying that you've got cheap credit today. So cheap credit, people are buying up anything from BMWs to second homes to boats, and all kinds of stuff. If you're on multiple sites, are you fracturing your audience? Maybe, yeah, 100%. I am. The problem is, what I worry about is if this main one gets taken down, I want to be able to turn somewhere else. It's really difficult. That's why I've been trying to get people to sign up to the insiders, because then, if I do get taken down, plug in it. If I do get taken down, then I can email everybody and I could say, here, this is where I'm at now. And so I could just have everybody just come on in. But that's it. Thank you. Right. Repeat your hobbies if you don't mind. I used to play guitar. Too busy now. I have a cajon. I play the cajon. I love to read, exercise, and family time, if that's a hobby. Rumble and Odyssey. Yeah, Rumble's not. Let me check that while I'm here. Rumble. So Rumble has a, yeah, it doesn't work. This site, I just don't understand this site. So you guys can't see my screen, but I'm like, it's supposed to be auto syndicating my videos. It's supposed to be pulling from my YouTube channel to Rumble, and it is not working. Just don't understand it. Odyssey, I'm on. That works. Who gave thumbs down? I know we got to have more thumbs down, please. Let's hit those thumbs down. Come on, everybody. Thumbs down. Do it. It's all engagement, by the way. It works evenly. So it's all good. Thank you, Peter, for the support. I'm learning to leaning to moving toward an 80-acre farm. Bullion beans, both Bible. We will invite you to the when the orchard produces. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Get some fresh fruit. All right, Australia and Adelaide. Good stuff there. Head over to Glenelg. Internet comments are being monitored? Yeah, of course. Of course. Melbourne. Oh, wow. I just want to say hi. I get locked down, but I get back up again. Yeah, see, we've got Australia because it's morning. 10 a.m. in the morning there. Thoughts on the housing market? I think it is overpriced. I think it is overvalued. I think there's no reasonable explanation for why it is priced at the way it is today. I don't think it's sustainable. I think that interest rates will squash this like an absolute bug. And I think that the derivatives connected into it are going to ultimately unravel to some degree. Whether or not we're going to have another 2008, that remains to be seen. But I don't think it's like 2008. I think it's different. I think the commercial mortgage-backed securities are the biggest problem today. Commercial real estate, retail, and office being just terrible. Thanks. I don't know if I'm cool or not, but cool. What's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? I think the meaning of life, I thought about this actually, and in my view, the meaning of life is to live. That's all. Join the insiders tonight. Thank you, Jeff. Okay. Yes, it is. Glenelg looks beautiful. Thank you for the support. What do you think the world banking cartels will move to once the dollar loses its clout? I think they're going to go on to, this is my opinion, I think they're going to go on to some sort of basket. I don't think it's going to be like, or it'll be one currency, but really it's representing a basket of currencies. Like if it's the IMF, they've got their IMF SDR, but really it's connected. I think actually the central bank digital currencies will all be up and running at some point, and I think that's going to allow them to interlink each other towards something like an IMF or a global institution. So I do think we're going in that direction. I think the CBDCs are part of this. Okay, whether that happens in the next 2 years or 10 years, I don't know, but it seems like they're all talking about it, testing it, or implementing it actively today. So I think that's kind of where we're headed. SDR basket, yeah. Worst mistake in terms of my YouTube channel? Worst mistake in ever? That's a good question. Good question. My worst mistake. Let me think about that for a second. Financially, I can tell you financially for sure. Writing my book was the worst mistake I ever made. Financially. Spent 1 year and 3 months writing it. Like just countless revisions and just tweaking and everything. And then, you make $4 a book. So you just don't make any money from it. So, but in a sense, I'm glad I did it because I learned along the way and everything. But just financially, just terrible decision. I've also spent way too much time on this business. I basically sidelined my business that makes more money to try and keep bringing out the truth. So that I'm fully committed to it, but financially been a very bad decision. I'm trying to do my best for everybody. Mistake asking Jenna Yellen out? No, not when she accepts. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Worst mistake ever. I think that would be probably in that sense, but in general, probably. Let me think about that. Worst mistake in general. I probably, yeah. Probably spent too much time outside of entrepreneurship, if that makes, just to generalize the comment. I should have started earlier. I'll say that. Like if somebody wants to set up a business, the best time is today. Don't hold back on it. Do everything you can, and try not to think about like, if you're thinking about today, you're not going to be able to see tomorrow. So you have to, you're not going to make the right decisions. You gotta look a little bit longer term. Favorite fruit. Coconuts. That's a toss-up. A young coconut. A young coconut's probably the best. Appreciate you being here. Are you Money GP? I don't know what that is. That's a channel? A YouTube channel? Never heard of it. I don't watch, to be honest with you, I watch very, very little YouTube. I spend most of the time just reading and preparing and doing like the business side of things. And I don't often watch much of the others. Almost none. If I'm watching it specifically to learn. Like, what's this guy doing? How does he do his intro? I don't really watch it though. I don't really like a lot of the other ones, to be honest, from what I've seen, and that's just totally my opinion. I wouldn't name names. I wouldn't bash anybody. Most channels have surpassed my growth anyway, so they're doing something right, clearly. Let's see what we got here. Some people can't handle the texture, though. I'm talking about young coconuts specifically. That's key. That's so good. Blend it in the blender, the coconut, the meat and the water together on a young coconut. Put some probiotics in there. Let it sit in a glass jar for a few hours. Then put it in the fridge, and you've created like a coconut yogurt. And then you use that to dressings and in smoothies. And this is the food GPS, but that makes some real good stuff. I'll tell you. You could do that with any nut. Any nut. What made you want to do this? So many years ago, I started reading all these books and everything, and then talking to family, talking to friends about it. They had no interest in it. So I said, I'm going to write a book, and I will convince them with this book. They will understand. Okay, so they're going to understand what I'm talking about. And so I read the book. Wrote the book, gave it to people. Almost none of them read it. Very, very few of them read it, and ultimately didn't get anywhere in the process. So in that respect, it was a big waste. It was a huge waste of time. But then I found like YouTube and other people reading it and people who enjoyed it, and they said they shared it with their friends and their family and their father and this and that. And so in that way, it became a good thing. And I found obviously a whole bunch of people some have been with me for an hour and 20 minutes tonight. So that's awesome, right? Vitamix, yeah. Use my Vitamix 4 times today. 4 times in one day. The lime and the coconut, yeah. The kitten time, people got upset at me. Multiple comments upset to me, so gotta watch what I do. Vitamix, yes. Loving the Vitamix. Made in the USA, by the way. Subscription, Bloomberg. No, I don't have a subscription to Bloomberg. It's not worth it, in my opinion. You need to turn your book into an Audible book format. Yeah, so the problem with that was I submitted my book, the second book, Global Economic Collapse, to Audible, and they rejected it. And they said, I don't know, something was wrong with the formatting or something. And I just said, forget it. There is an audiobook version of my book. If anybody wants it, please email me and just say, hey, I want the audiobook version of the second book, Global Economic Collapse. I could not do a version of the audiobook version of my first book because there's too many diagrams and charts. I started working on it and I didn't know how to say reference the charts and figure 1A, and it was getting too confusing. So I gave up on that. But Audible, yeah, they're rejecting me based on something, but you should try the whiteboard style videos like George Gammon. You would kill it. I think eventually I will. I think eventually I'll do the whiteboard style. I think that would be really cool. I would love to do it. I might start drawing pictures of Janet Yellen or something, but we'll see. But I think it'll be interesting to do that kind of style. I can't do it now the way my setup is, but it would be cool. Smoothies, yeah. What's wrong with the kittens? Some people didn't like the kittens. All I do for a living is day trade. I'm screwed if that source of income goes away. Yeah, so if you're doing well at it, up market, down market, no sense why you can't keep doing it. So all right, just a couple more, guys. It's already an hour and 22 minutes. GPS NFT. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about creating that NFT, but I think the craze, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the craze is kind of over. Oh, that guy from yesterday. Yeah, that's funny. Do you think there's an alert limit on the overnight repo? My guru said 1.3 trillion is the alert limit. Can you share anything about this? Nothing that I have heard. That up to $1 trillion, they were saying this is working fine. System is working fine. So according to them, they're saying no. So if you have time, David listened to the Catherine Austin Fitz segment on the High Wire. Is that a YouTube channel? Never heard of it. Right. Yeah. So Michael, if you get on the, let me remove that. Thank you for the support, by the way. Insiders, you get on the Insiders, themoneygps.com. It sends you an email, and then you just reply to that email, and I will see your reply. When are you going to interview Lynn Alden? Lynn Alden interview will be recorded on the 17th, and then I will likely be posting that, unless it contains some sort of like hot info that needs to be done right away, on the Sunday morning, the following Sunday. I got to look into this. My understanding is Nassim Taleb said something negative about Lynn Alden, kind of was pretty harsh to her, and then Edward Snowden came in and defended her or something. Before the interview starts, I wanted to ask her about that, because I don't think she made a public statement about it or anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not even her. I don't know. But if that's the case, I wanted to ask her about it, just to be clear about what's going on. Videos of you drawing Janet Yellen might go viral. You never know. I would love that. That would be so funny. Probably get banned. We love the GPS for macro. Yes. Nouriel Rabini. I read his book. I read one of his books. Seems to be a lot of people who are like cats in here. Typically everyone has puppies and couldn't care less. I'm partial to both. Animal lover here. I've never done the puppies. Never done the puppies. That should be good. Kathy Wood is funny because literally 2 years ago, you search for Kathy Wood 2 years ago, it doesn't exist. Thank you, Michael. If anybody wants to take Michael's lead here, get on the insiders, it's free. I email you the video today. You can get in touch with me and so on. All right, guys. I think I'm going to take off. I appreciate you tuning in today. If you haven't already, definitely watch the video that I did today because I get into so many different things and I'm like refining the content. I'm trying to bring it in a better way, but maybe we need a radical shakeup. I really don't know. One of the things that I've been strategizing today as I was on my walk was what should I do with what would I do if I had $100? What would I do if I had $1,000? What would I do if I had $100,000? And go through these things and then say how I would invest it. People may not like that, but that's kind of what I wanted to do. So anyway, stay tuned for those videos. I'm thinking about posting them next week. So we'll see. Okay, take care, everybody.